Why is someone who is mysterious so attractive and appealing to most of us? Every one of us just can't seem to fathom his presence, unable to turn the page and peel the thick layer of curtains that is subtly but boldly covering his character. We all wonder why we are drawn to mystery, to the point where we almost desperately try to become mysterious ourselves in order to seduce desire out of the opposite sex. We play the game of mystery, of being hard to get, and of being mystifying to others in order for them to be drawn to us. Some of us succeed, some of us don't. And for those who don't, we want to understand the dynamic of mystery and how we can utilize it to our advantage. Being mysterious is not at all about acting or pretending. It is all about having a properly distinct mindset. It's about being different than the norms through your words and, more importantly, your behaviors or actions. There is no attraction in mystery without the presence of polarity. Yes, you heard me right. There will be no attraction from mystery if there is nothing that stands out from you that can provoke desire from the opposite sex. So you can't just act mysterious and have nothing significant at all to showcase for yourself and others, as you will suffer the consequences of being further ignored and unnoticed. This is what you must first understand about mystery. Everything is judged externally at first. Our five senses can only make sense of stimulants or entities that are plausible and tangible. Simply put, in order to lure and eventually maintain attraction, you must possess or embody something or many things that are by human nature attractive. That is why looks are important, gentlemen. No matter how much you want to deny it, it will always be realistically evident. Both physical appearance and sense of style are the two simplest tools to generate or initiate polarity. Pay attention to this quote, gentlemen, and do have it in the forefront of your mind as we move forward with this video. Let's continue. The alluring dynamic of being mysterious comes from the projection of desires from others onto you. When your polarity succeeds in capturing the attraction from other people, their profound curiosity will dictate their thoughts and emotions, as both their subconscious and unconscious motive now is to peel all of your curtains away to eventually fathom your peculiarity and solve your puzzles. This is where they will start to project their own desires and fantasies onto you. The polarity that initially caused them to be drawn into you will start to snowball into dark and wild imaginations as their expectations, anticipations, and curiosity of you grew even more. And the more you subtly, humorously, and playfully reject their advances and attempts, the more restless and agitated they become, as their deepest desires are not available for them to relish and indulge in even though they are directly in front of them. This is why one person finds it so unbearably difficult to stop thinking about someone, as their wildest fantasies are seemingly up for grabs for them to pleasurably yield to, but are only seductively teased about instead. And with the power of absence added to the mix, this is how one person gets to desperately long for someone's presence. Mysterious people also don't talk much. They only say what is necessary, and even those minuscule collection of words are still clouded with perplexing puzzles that need solving. Words are powerful, we all know that, and most people can't bear not to talk. They always want to rush in to talk about themselves in order to be socially accepted and validated. Mysterious people, on the other hand, they spend more time listening and observing their surroundings, trying to collect as much information as possible to be stored in their arsenal of knowledge. And you might think, what's that got to do with being attractive? Well, firstly, people often complain to those who talk a lot, but they often wonder to those who didn't talk a lot. So do not get offended when one person says, "Why are you so quiet?" It's only them curiously wondering what's behind your thick curtains. That is why they ask you about your quietness and not exclaim you to stop being so quiet, because they only do that to those who talk too much. Secondly, the more you talk, the less important your words will become to others, as they will become too available and common that people will eventually get tired of them and will pay less attention to them as they become less valuable. The less you talk, the more powerful your words will be, and more people will be paying attention because of its rarity, as they imply a sense of value. Also, talking a lot implies a seemingly profound need for attention, which in itself is an unattractive quality, especially as a man. And thirdly, talking less signifies both intelligence and power, and both intelligence and power implies both resourcefulness and emotional stability, and those are already valuable qualities by themselves. Polarizing people who talk less are usually very considerate and calculative in their approach, which makes them reliable during times of distress. And in this world where we are told to be more expressive of our emotions, the quiet ones and the ones in control will eventually imply a more powerful sense of boldness and confidence. The most dangerous person is the one who listens, thinks, and observes. In relationships, as a man, it is often advisable to still maintain the presence of enigmatic mystery, because if you become too available, too accessible, and too common, the chances of her losing interest in you will be higher, especially with the addition of you being easily conquered, i.e. being easily figured out intuitively, emotionally moved off center, and unable to stand up for what you want. That is why you should never stay with a woman that you are not intending to marry soon, especially when you are still a young man in his 20s trying to figure out life and pursue his purpose. Because that over present circumstance will eventually kill attraction. Being too available also increases the likelihood of you becoming lazy and not adding value to yourself, or even slowly erode the value that you already had. And we all know relationships are all about give and take, and with you being too present for her, you are implying that you are too relationship focused and had forgotten to build your own world and increase your own value, which will inevitably decrease the quality of the intimacy within the relationship itself. Such as, often a man will lose himself in the relationship and get physically overweight, and because he is so focused on appealing to her frame of mind within the relationship that he didn't go to the gym to improve his physical appearance to increase his own value, which will eventually result in his woman slowly losing her respect and appreciation for him. Polarity between the masculine frame and the feminine frame is what make relationships healthy. If one starts to abandon his or her frame, it is basically trying to shift the roles within the relationship, effectively disrupting the dynamic of the relationship. Being mysterious is not only about generating and maintaining both desire and attraction, it is also about redirecting your focus away from other people and the world towards yourself and your own world. When you are building your world, you will automatically be less available to other people, since you have to make sacrifices in order to focus on what's important to you. Because at the end of the day, a woman wants to remain with you if only she finds you and your world appealing for her future. And if your own world is in tatters because you are easily conquered by the lustful temptations of relationships, how can a woman remain attracted to you and stay with you any longer than necessary? Thank you for watching.